blew the layup. The rebound is off. They get it to Jordan. Here's Trump. 3 on 3. Jordan in deep. Jordan all the way. Score!
Jordan past Petrovic. Oh, yes, yes. You can't believe that one.
What Jordan has done, the blueprint that he has laid is incredible.
In every generation, someone comes along who bends the limits of what we think is possible. For basketball, that someone was Michael Jordan. But before the championships, the fame, the shoes, the myths, he was just a kid, driven by something he couldn't explain and couldn't turn off. Michael Jeffrey Jordan wasn't the biggest kid. He wasn't the most polished, but he had something you couldn't coach: fire.
One hand from 50 off the board.
You know, my competitive nature went right into the pros. Kevin used to take practices and put me in the starting 5. And he'd make it a competitive thing where the losing team have to run. So now I'm on the winning team, and halfway in the game, halfway in the situation, he would switch me to the losing team. And by 9 times out of 10, the second team would come back and win.
By his senior year, he was no longer just a local standout. He was the #1 high school player in the country, a young man on a mission with a gravity that pulled every major college program toward him. He chose the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, entering a program defined by tradition, discipline, and excellence. Under Coach Dean Smith, Jordan's raw talent found structure, purpose, and direction. College was where Michael Jordan evolved from an incredible athlete into an extraordinary basketball mind.
As he worked so hard in practice every single day.
As a senior in high school, he played in the McDonald's Classic, the nation's premier schoolboy all-star game, and he responded with some dazzling moves.
He played on the varsity team, and as I say, the rest is history.
I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.
As he worked so hard in practice every single day.
As a senior in high school, he played in the McDonald's Classic, the nation's premier schoolboy all-star game, and he responded with some dazzling moves.
Reflecting on the game, it's clear that Michael Jordan was not just another high school basketball player. He was a young man on a mission, driven by an insatiable desire to be the best. That game was a glimpse into the future, a preview of the greatness that was to come. Every big college basketball program wanted him.
Michael Jordan was one of the finest basketball players, obviously at Laney High School, and during the senior year, he was rated the #1 player in the nation. So, he was a pretty good ball player.
Jordan made a choice that would shape not just his career, but the future of college basketball. He decided on the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, drawn to its rich basketball history and the opportunity to play under the legendary coach Dean Smith. Jordan's college career at North Carolina under coach Dean Smith was pivotal.
His confidence was unmistakable. His drive was unmatched. He worked relentlessly, always looking to test himself, to push further, to rise higher. And then came the
more extraordinary. College was where Jordan's skills, mindset, and understanding of basketball deepened.
I just saw him on a Sunday afternoon and I thought, oh my gosh, this may be the best 6'4" high school player I've ever seen. He was just gifted, but he had a desire that was different from everybody else. He told me he wanted to be the best player ever at North Carolina. And I said, well, you've got to work harder than you did in high school. And he said, I worked as hard as everybody else. I said, excuse me, I thought you told me you wanted to be the best.
He worked tirelessly on his game, improving his shooting accuracy, defensive abilities, and overall game strategy.
When he first came to us, he was one of the most confident freshmen I've ever seen.
And 2 days later, he came back and said, I want to talk to you, and said, I'm going to show you nobody will ever outwork me, and nobody ever has to this day.
He was just always trying to test you. So that That was his attitude. I knew he was going to be an all-star, but I didn't know he was going to be what he turned out to be, arguably the best that ever played the game.
My 3 years in North Carolina was very dear to me. I think that without those 3 years, I couldn't develop into the player and the person that I am today.
Well, I remember recruiting Michael Jordan. I remember him coming in on a weekend, and all I could hear was this big mouth, and it was Michael Jordan. I never thought he was arrogant, but that he was full of confidence. And I was better than Michael Jordan for about 3 weeks. I mean, he dunked on Sam Perkins and I one time, and I still know how he did it.
Not the kind of shot you want in this situation. Beautiful feed. Boy, did Worthy save that beautifully. Got it off to Jordan. Well, you told me it's a physical conference. There's the alley-oop to Jordan. Jordan tried to use a glass. He's on follow. He went up against Brian Williams.
Moment that changed everything. The 1982 NCAA championship. With the game on the line, the ball swung into the hands of a freshman. Jordan rose, released, and hit the shot that announced him to the world. In that instant, Mike Jordan became Michael Jordan. From there, his ascent only accelerated. He won national awards, dominated college basketball, earned a gold medal with the 1984 Olympic team, and made himself the obvious choice for NBA scouts looking for a star.
And he said, we're exactly where we want to be. We're going to decide who wins this game.
Most coaches, though, with a timeout, go ahead and change their defense just to throw the other team off stride. 32 seconds to go.
As they were walking out, Coach slapped Michael.
In 1984, the Chicago Bulls drafted him, unknowingly securing the future face of the league. Jordan brought a new level of electricity to the NBA, an explosive mix of skill, attitude, and competitive intensity that filled arenas and revived a struggling franchise. His rookie season was just the beginning. He attacked the league with the force and flair that made everything look effortless. He soared from the free throw line, shattered expectations, and scored at will. Game by game, he was becoming a phenomenon. But greatness never comes without obstacles. In the late 1980s, Jordan and the Bulls met their greatest test, the Detroit Pistons, a team built on toughness, force, and the singular mission of stopping Michael Jordan. They pounded him, tracked him, and forced him to confront the limits of talent alone. The Pistons beat the Bulls 3 straight years, each loss cut deeper than the last. But instead of breaking, Jordan rebuilt his body, his mindset, his leadership. The Bulls transformed with him. And finally, in 1991, everything aligned. Chicago swept past Detroit, ending an era of frustration and signaling the beginning of their own. That victory wasn't just a series win, it was liberation. What followed was dominance. The Bulls captured their first championship, then their second, then their third. Jordan became the league's unchallenged superstar, inspiring fear, awe, and admiration in equal measure. But life, even for icons, is not without pain. After the Bulls' first three-peat, tragedy struck. Jordan's father, James Jordan, was murdered, a loss that shattered Michael at his core. For the first time, basketball felt secondary. He stepped away from the game he'd conquered, searching for healing in a new challenge, baseball. The world watched in disbelief as he traded the hardwood for the diamond. But for Jordan, the decision was deeply personal, a tribute to his father and a chance to rediscover himself. Still, legends don't fade easily. And after nearly 2 years away, Michael Jordan returned to the NBA with 2 simple words that shook the sports universe: "I'm back." His comeback reignited Chicago. Though his first season back was uneven, it set the stage for one of the greatest chapters of his career. Jordan reclaimed his form, reclaimed his team, and reclaimed the league. The Bulls rose again, and soon history repeated itself. A second three-peat, 3 more championships, 3 more years of excellence, grit, and unforgettable moments. By the time the 1990s ended, Michael Jordan had become more than the best player on the planet. He was a cultural force, a global symbol of what happens when talent meets obsession, when drive becomes destiny. His story is of triumph, heartbreak, reinvention, and unshakable resolve. A journey of rising, falling, and rising even higher. Michael Jordan didn't just change basketball. He changed sport. He changed culture. He changed what we believe a human being can achieve.